Oh man, here we go. I got a lot of explaining to do here, man. So RT, you're not uploading, man. What's going on? You know, I think last upload, well, to be exact, last upload was about 2 weeks ago, right? Well, a week ago, and that was after taking a break, saying that I was finally back, right? I think in this video here I was mentioning that I was back, and here again, going on a bit of a hiatus, which is not it's not good when it comes to consistency, discipline, and of course transparency, right? So I've been doing a pretty poor job, man. As a lot of you guys will know, this month, this well, this string of months, right? October, September, has not been good for me, right? October especially. October, man, I struggled really bad. Like this thing was is terrible, right? But as you guys know, even if I don't show um, what's going on a day to day basis, I'll always make sure to come back with the monthly recap to catch up on everything and bring us back up to speed, right? So this is gonna be a monthly recap, right? This is gonna be a monthly recap. We're gonna be going over October and the immense failure of a month it was, right? I mean, especially after, um, doing pretty well for 4 months coming into August. September wasn't as good, but we did see consistency. But October, I mean, my goodness, right? And let's jump into it. We'll talk about everything um, as to why I wasn't uploading, right? As to why I wasn't uploading. Hmm. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. I tried to get full screen. I thought it was F11. But anyhow, as to why I wasn't uploading, um, after encountering all these red days, I was just trying to figure out what was going on with my trading that was so different for all of these months here and October, right? What was I doing right? And what was I all of a sudden just doing so wrong that I couldn't even buy a green day, right? I mean, look at this, right? Anyhow, that's kind of why I wasn't uploading, right? Being red, of course, is not easy, and of course, posting to the world all the foolishness and lack of discipline, mistakes that you're making is not fun either. But trading and posting to YouTube is something I've come to terms and accept doing, right? Being transparent, and so I do apologize for not uploading in this time. But here I am now, right? I realize I haven't been as disciplined, not only with trading but other things on the outside. Right, I felt like I got complacent, which is a problem sometimes. When you're doing well, it's easy to start to relax, and being relaxing at this stage, at this point in time, is not even an option, right? To even consider or think about, right? That's not going to be done for another 15, 20, 30 years, right? Relaxing. So, gotta stay focused. Gotta remember to, keep it up, keep improving, keep looking for ways to be better and become that excellent top level trader, man. But, and when it comes to relaxing, taking your foot off the gas, there's nothing wrong with a vacation, something that's like structured and set up. Like, okay, I'll take a week off, a day off. That kind of thing is normal, but to ease off, which is what I've been doing, is not the way to go, man. So I need to come back and come back even stronger, go even harder, be more disciplined, and just turn this red day, this red streak, um, upside down, right? Get back to winning ways. Of course, the motivation is still there, but just having to get back to it, man. Getting back to that high standard, holding myself accountable, and not just brushing off a red day, or or not walking away with the significance of what happened, right? Always making sure that I do try and be better for the next day, the next trade, right? That's always been the goal, and so that's not going to change. But to get into this monthly recap, um, this month here, a series of 5 days resulted in some of the bigger losses, right? So we had the first day of the month. I can't exactly remember what happened, but 468, $1,000 red day, a $500 red day here, 550, and having back-to-back big red days I hate, man. 550 there, 450 here. This day I remember, um, I got tired, man. I got tired. I'm like, man, I'll come back up in size, because at this point here I realize I need to reduce size, right? I need to reduce size after these two big losses. Like, I have to reduce size. Even took 2 days off, right? And then here I went back up in sizing, took a big loss, 360, or else this could have been a much smaller red day. The $1,000 day, a stock had gotten halted on resumption. I went in with more size than I was supposed to, and I think I did forget. I forgot to adjust sizing, which happens, but not a big deal. But need to be careful with that. But this could have been at least half the size of a red day, which would have been better, right? 500 versus 1,000, but not a good month. Just not a good month, man. 4 green days, and just a big cluster of red days. September was going pretty well. Um, had a decent green streak, right? Coming into the second week, we did have some bigger losers, and we can see it this trend kind of started here, right? 430, 435, some bigger losers towards the end of the month coming in, but overall we did see some consistency in the trading in September, right? So October, to dive into the stats some more, let's get over to detailed. We'll come over to October 2021. There we go. Man, just, I mean, red, there's nothing wrong with a red month. I've seen red months. If I switch over to my original account in the sim, this account right here titled Relentless Trader is from when I started live, right? When I switched over live, only live trades. My trades from the sim are under a different account, but there's been red months before, and this hasn't been my biggest red month yet. Fingers, to be realistic, not even fingers crossed, to be realistic, it's not gonna be my biggest red month, I don't think, which is unfortunate, right? But with trading, there's a certain level you have to be realistic, right? This is definitely not my last red month, and I don't think it's gonna be my biggest red month. But and that's being said, assuming that in the future, as I try to get better and work towards excellence, right? Using bigger share size will equate to bigger winners and bigger losers as well, right? So, slowing down will be the key anytime I do realize it's gonna be a slower month. But anyhow, it's $3,400 in the red. This is disappointing though, right? Because one thing I had prided myself on back when it was hot, I don't know if you guys would remember some of those speeches, but I'll be saying, when things do slow down, I want to pride myself on having no trade days and also reducing my size very quickly, right? Those are the two key things that I really would say a lot when things were hot. It's like, okay, whenever it decides to slow down, I want to slow down quickly, reduce my size, and really have a lot of no trade days. Unfortunately, the thing is with October is that it wasn't really a slow month, right? I feel like there's been a lot of action. There was a lot of action, a lot of different stocks taking off, making big moves. But I was just having issues capitalizing. Like I said, just going back to discipline, having a lot of mistakes, holding positions too long, selling too soon. A lot of the smaller things, right? That once you are trading at your best, right? As you come in every day at 100%, you make fewer mistakes, right? I came, with being sloppy in a lot of those things, those mistakes were occurring much more often, and also not having clarity to reduce size sooner and that kind of a thing. But $200 a day average loss is not proud of, man. Not proud of at all. One to one, in a slower market with a 1 to 1, that's fine. But the accuracy was just so poor, man. The accuracy and the amount lost per day is just atrocious, right? 23%. This is even worse than when I was a beginner trader, I believe. Like, I think I was around 35% as a beginner trader. So, and this kind of thing is kind of hard to deal with, right? Especially when you're doing so well to all of a sudden, boom, right? But the main thing is to acknowledge what's going on, being honest with yourself, to say, okay, this is what I'm doing. Let me slow down, right? There's no way years of trading all of a sudden will stop working forever, right? For whatever reason, the way how the market was moving, I was having trouble trading, right? And again, like I said, a lot of it is also being sloppy, right? Not being as disciplined. So realizing that, slowing down the bleeding, right? Stopping the bleeding, putting on that band-aid, recovering, trying to get that bottom out before we can come back up. So it's all part of the process. Um, it's all part of the process. Better late than never, right? Better 1 month of this than 2, 3, 4, 5 months of it. So that's the good thing. I've been trading really light in size now, which has definitely helped out a lot because this could have been twice as much, which has been devastating. But better late than never, right? So our biggest win on the month, 269. Biggest loss, 765, and this was on that trade that the $1,000 red day, the stock that had gotten halted. In this market, it's so easy to lose money, and the realm of how money is made and lost is just so different, right? Um, $760 like that in a matter of seconds. Before we go to win loss, we'll go to days and time. Monday down 723, 1500 on Wednesdays. This year so far, Wednesdays haven't been my best day, but I will never ever, I hope not, have that biased towards one specific day. Any day, anything can happen. Each day is its own day. I believe that each day is a standalone day, right? There is no, oh, on Mondays I don't trade well, or Wednesdays I don't trade well. That is nonsense, I believe. Every day comes with its brand new opportunities. It's just up to us as traders to execute. If it's slow, you obviously, of course, slow it down, or no trade days, that kind of a thing. But it's all down to us, man. It's up to us. We all see the same stocks moving. Being red and green, there's a fine line, and it's up to us to execute, right? So for Wednesdays, if anything, all I know now is just to, make sure I always have that same level of high discipline and not, slack off. Any days, right? Any day, any trade. Down 658 on Thursdays. On Thursday, and then for Fridays, we lost 463. So red across the board. Tuesday, maybe it was a break even or small red. But, that was the month, man. Pretty disappointing stuff. Down 2,700 between 9 and 10 a.m., which is where I would usually make the most of my profits, right? Which is a little disappointing. And so for the month, $3,400 red month. Average hold time winners, 31 minutes. This is longer than usual. And average hold time, 11 minutes, is something I would always want to bring down. I know it's a bit higher, maybe because of the total amount of losers, but overall, this is not too bad. But of course, want to be holding the losing trades for less time, right? Breakout or bailout, and that kind of a mindset, right? So, Um, what's next? Man, this is just, it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. We were up 17,000. We gave back 3,400. It's not a big deal in terms of the dollar amount. What is a big deal, like we mentioned in the beginning, is how we lost the money, and that's leading back to discipline and and easing off. So we know what we have to do. We already reduced sizing to reduce the bleeding. And a lot of trading is mindset. I know I'm not really diving into the stats as much right now, but a lot of trading is just mindset, man. You need to be in a comfortable and confident state of mind, right? And right now, I'm not as confident, I would say. When it comes to being comfortable, um, I feel like I'm good, right? I feel like I'm good, but confidence, right? You can have 2 weeks of being green and then 2 days of being red, and that can affect your confidence, right? Especially if what you were doing is not working out as well. There might be more hesitation. You might miss a few trades that you would have normally took otherwise. It's a lot of things that affects it, right? I mean, there's been days where because it's been so slow, I would say, you know what, I want to wait for confirmation on this 1 minute pullback. But then it opens up 20 cents. It's like, man, under normal circumstances, I would have made that 15, 20 cents right there. But that's how it goes. So, really being patient is the way, right? Waiting, waiting, waiting for that good consistency before capitalizing, right? Before coming back up and moving forward. So $1 to $5 intraday price range. We didn't do as well on. Yeah, $2 to $5 didn't do as well. Between 10 and 20 didn't do well either. Under 2 did pretty didn't do well, and 309 loss for 5 and 9. So just didn't do well overall all across, right? Which is definitely a little disappointing. SUNW was the biggest winner, and this part is just I guess it's definitely not the hardest part to look at, but it's like coming off those other months of consistent bigger winners, three, four, five, $600 winners. Having the biggest winner be 272, I definitely know I was struggling, man. And biggest loss, of course, being bigger than that at 765, right? So, and these are some stocks you guys will probably remember that opened up and did pretty well last month. OPTT, GRNQ, SunW. In fact, I think this one did really well last month, right? Yeah, SUNW, I think I did really well. So there's been opportunities, right? That was one of the weird issues that I had, is the fact that the month was hot or volatile, but I wasn't able to capitalize, opposed to the month just being a slow month in general, right? Like first week of November, I think most people will say was pretty slow, right? Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was really slow. Thursday, Friday, we saw action. Monday, we saw action. APVO on I think Friday. Something else Thursday, and then today, what's the one today? G-Tech today, which I did not do well on, unfortunately. It was green. We'll get into that in the recap, but was green and then went to red, right? So, there's been action. But just wasn't able to capitalize. Market behavior. I mean, I don't really think this has much correlation, but it might have some. If the SPY is up more than a certain amount. One thing I do realize, like for Monday, right? Monday, the market was literally up like 1,300 points, and so many stocks were hitting the scans. On those days like that specifically, it might be harder to trade because there's no one clear stock making a move that's going crazy. It's just the overall market just rising up, and a lot of stocks with low volume making moves and that kind of a thing. But overall, I don't think there's much correlation. There might be some, but not too much. So this is the main one right here, win-loss expectation. So on the month in total, we lost 5 grand and only made 1,500, which is very, very sad. But we know what was going on, man. It's all right. We'll bounce back. We have to. We have no other choice, right? This is it. And this is a good thing, man. This is the kind of thing that lets us know who we are as traders, and which is why I finally turned on this camera, because there's no way, right? There's no way I'm gonna let the market defeat me, right? There's no way that after fighting this battle for 3 years, right, that I'm gonna let one red month define me and define who I am as a trader. That's not gonna happen, right? There's a lot of good that's happened this year. There's a lot of good things to take away from my trading this year. The future is very bright, right? And so I need to take this lesson right here and take it as a reminder as to what it is that I do love, right? And where I need to channel my energy towards. Because there's not a lot of things that I would say that I love, man. In fact, besides, family, I guess, besides family, there's not a lot of things that I love. And, this is something that I love. And so this is where I need to be. This is where my focus needs to be. And I think for the last few months, in fact, it's been about 3 months that I feel like my focus hasn't quite been as strong as it should be, right? And so with that being said, right, I know what I need to work on, and getting back to winning ways, right? Getting back to winning ways is it, right? That's the key. So again, accuracy was pretty poor. 58 losers to 18 winners, 23% to 73%, down 3K or 3.5K. And, we attempted to go green here, but we just could not sustain, right? Could not sustain. And so, there's a lot of room to get better. We will be better. We got a lot to work on, man. Trading has never been easy. At times it can seem easy when there's a lot of follow through, right? Which also encourages complacency sometimes, right? We get sloppy because everything is just working. Trading can seem easy, but it's never been easy. I don't expect it to get easy. It's always been a rough road. But as long as we put in that effort, that time, and look to be better, we will be better. And it's not about wishing, right? It's not about wishing to be better. It's about putting in the time and the work, man. We have to put in the work. We have to study at the end of each day. We have to go over our chartings. If you are recording yourself, we have to go over our videos. Those are the things that we have to do to become a better trader, because at the end of the day, we always have to remember we're trading against one another, and we're trading against algorithms, right? So it's not easy, right? Will you put in more work than me, or will I put in more work than you, right? And for the most part, the people who are going to be around in the market are going to be the people who are putting in work, right? People who are putting in that screen time and fully understanding what it is that they're doing and trading along with the market, right? So that's one good thing to take away. 4 winning days versus 13 losing days. Just not good accuracy overall. On the winning days, it's been all right, but not good accuracy overall. So, to look at the bigger picture, right? To look at the bigger picture, for our 77 winning days, and adding to the losing total after this month, right? We have 60% accuracy versus 28. So on the days where it's slow and it's gonna be a losing day, we just need to slow it down, man. That's the key. Slow it down, reduce the losers. Even if the accuracy is gonna be poor, slow it down, reduce this number here, so that we can increase this number here on the other side of things, right? But 26 grand to 11, we just have to reduce this amount, stop that bleeding. Well, to 12, stop that bleeding and get back to winning ways, which we will. So overall, 14K now from the 17, like I mentioned earlier, and you realize the average losing trade time is going up. So we gotta be quick, man. Breakout or bail out, breakout or bail out, breakout or bail out. Right, that's the main thing. Average losing trade has come up a bit. Average winning trade has went down a bit, which is very understandable. Overall volume for last month, I believe, was down. Right, let's look at hold on, why am I in 2021? Let's look at June 1st to July, right? The two hotter months, right? The July 30th, 31st. 62,000 shares, right? 62,000 shares. I thought it would have been more. But if we go back to, let's filter this out and go to October, right? 35,000 shares. So, you know, I've been trading. I tried to reduce size, although I wish I did it a bit sooner. Reduce size, and so the average losers, you know, which would have definitely been more, stopping that bleeding, which is the way to go, right? So trading about half the volume, or even a little less than that, on a lot of days. But I think that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Just know that I'm back. Just know that I'm here to stay, not going anywhere. It's a long process, man. It's a long process, but for sure. I don't think I've ever seen this that okay. But for sure, we're gonna bounce back. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it work, and we will emerge victorious. And so this is how the equity curve is looking here. So we started April 12th. These are some of the trades. Let's go to the calendar quickly. Reports view. Some of the trades that we are looking at in April were from E-Trade, right? That I was taking some live trades on E-Trade right before we started here in May, and this is where we kind of officially started, right? So that's what that is. But you know, to get back, where was that stat? Compare. Yeah, compare. So here's the equity curve. You know, we started from zero like everybody else would. And you know, there's been some dips in there, but you know, not one as big as this one as of yet. So, you know, definitely it's a market to be tested, and you will only be as strong as how goodness. I completely messed that up. But you'll be as strong as you are, you know, if you get back up, right? Once you get back up, that's where the true strength comes. And so in the same way where a stock would go up and pull back, we need to sustain the lows, get that support, and then gradually increase, right? Come back up to all-time highs and make the new high of day. So the equity curve came from zero. We went up, right? Right at this point, we were at 5.3. We pulled back to 4.8. So a $600 dip there. We had some good wins here. Nice incline. And then a lot of consolidation here, right? This is a lot of consolidation, really, before finally coming down, right? So at highs, we were at 18,000 in the account before pulling back to 4,200 here. Well, 14,200, goodness. But that's where we're at right now. Of course, if you're watching to this point, definitely give the video a thumbs up. I know it's kind of been a bit messy when it comes to going over the stats and then just generally what's been going on. But hopefully you guys were able to bear with me. I feel good. I always feel good. One thing that I like to say is that once we do recognize a mistake, there's nothing that we can do about it, right? Once we've made a mistake, we can't do anything about fixing that mistake in the past, right? What happened. We slacked off a bit, but now we know that has happened and has transpired. We acknowledge that, and now is the point to start correcting it, right? We're going to start correcting it so that we can become better personally and trading wise, right? We're going to build that discipline, rebuild the muscle, get it better, stronger, and also be more prepared for outside situations that may occur like this in the future, right? So at a different point in time, having the ability to be more aware of what's going on and being able to say, okay, I'm going to stop that before it affects me and affects my trading, right? Because again, as of right now, for me personally, this is it. This is my main focus. I know other people have families and that kind of thing, so it's a bit different. But for me, it's just me and my computer screens, man. So how I'm gonna end the video here. Tonight when I get in, I will make a recap for today, going over G-Tech. This one here was a beauty. I traded it pretty well. Was up $70 on my small sizing. I've only been taking 300 share blocks, right? 300 share blocks, and so you can see 3,200 shares traded alone, which is a bit less than what we were used to in the past. But was up $70, and I held one trade too long after I knew it was gonna pull back. So that kind of a thing is unacceptable, right? Knowing a trade is gonna pull back, it pulled back more than I had expected, but I never should hold through pullbacks, right? My goal is to get in for the breakout. If it looks like it's going to pull back, stop out, let it do its thing. And once it gets back to the point where it's looking to go again, get back in, right? Actively scalping the trade. I know everybody's strategies are a little different, but for me, that's how it was going. That's how I do it, right? And so for that particular moment there, I need to be better, right? Got to be better going forward. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. If you did enjoy, of course, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, subscribe. Guys, it's been RT, and I am, of course, signing out.